What's going on, family? It's your man DeAndre Saxon back for another video, and in this topic we're going to be going over the 3 secrets that made me over $1 million in my 20s. Now this is a follow-up to the video I made about a day or two ago where I talked about how I went from $0 to $111,000 per month in less than 60 days. So if you haven't checked out that video, I talk about my story. I talk about how I went from sleeping in my car to 6 figures a month. I show way more proof. This one's more about how I did it. A lot of people were asking me, like, what were the things that I changed? This is more of a training video on how I actually did that. I want to preface a couple of things. This video might be a little bit longer, but I'm not selling you guys anything. I'm not selling a course. There's no opt-in. There's nothing at the end of this video. I really just want to give you as much value as possible. This is literally the things that I spent over $400,000 learning from my mentor, Bob Proctor, how I trained thousands of people, made over $1.2 million in my coaching business, and I'm going to give it to you here for free because I want to help you guys. So I want to go ahead and start off with this little screenshot before we get into any training. So you guys can see this is my Chase Secure Banking Statement, which I mentioned in the last video. Chase as an American bank, obviously. But when you have less than $1,500 in your bank account, you have to pay something called a secure checking account, which is I pay a monthly fee. In exchange, I can have less than $1,000 in my bank account. And you can see that at the beginning of balance of this, I had $236. And by the end of the month, I had additions and deposits of $111,000 into my bank account. So I wanted to go ahead and show that to you guys. So the 3 secrets that made me over $1 million in my 20s. So my name is DeAndre Saxon. The way I made my first $1 million was in the mindset coaching space. Here's some of the events that I ran between Miami. I did events in Miami, a lot of virtual events, Dallas, Texas, San Diego, Las Vegas. So if I told you a true underdog story of a broke 24-year-old entrepreneur who was sleeping in his car, then in less than 60 days was earning over $100,000 per month, would you believe me? Would you believe that story? So I want to go ahead and I went over a lot of this in the last video. So I'm going to just show you some proof right here. You can see the screenshots from my Stripe account. So by shifting my subconscious mind, I went from a $2,500 a month income driving for Uber. And by the way, that wasn't even all profit. That was just like, I started to pay for gas stuff when I was driving for Uber. But the point is, less than 60 days, I was earning over $100K per month. And I wasn't the only one struggling with a lot of the issues I was going through that I talked about in the last video. By the way, I'll attach that last video below so you can go ahead and watch that. But I turned my annual income almost into my weekly income. You can see that in some days I was earning 17 grand in a freaking day. I remember when I was first starting off in business, it took me 2 years to make 17 grand for like 2 years. And now I was making that in a day. So those are some of the screenshots here, so on and so forth. And you guys know the lifestyle change, obviously traveling the world, enjoying my life. Colombia, bought all my dream cars, bought my GTR, my S63 AMG, which I didn't have a picture of, rented all a bunch of my fancy Lamborghinis, Ferraris. I love all those exotic cars. So that's the proof. Now we got that trust proof part out of it. Let's get into the 3 secrets and get into the real nitty gritty stuff so that you can have similar results here, all for free. No opt-in, no course at the end of this, just straight value. So you probably already know that your mindset and thinking in business causes 100% of your results. Your thinking is everything. Success is 95% mindset and 5% tactics. This is not just positive thinking. So here's a quote that I came up with is, people don't have business problems. People have problems that reflect people have personal problems that reflect in their business. So let's just say you're having a sales problem or recruiting problem, or having issues with your funnels or your issues with your ads. A lot of the times you're not having issues with your business. It's personal problems that you need to fix, something called the paradigm, which we're going to talk about in a minute. So the biggest difference that took me from zero sleeping in a car to 100 grand a month, I was the same person. Quite in fact, I was working less at 100 grand per month, 200 grand per month than I was when I was earning $1,000 per month, because it wasn't about hard work and ethic. It was about my internal self-image, how I saw myself, and most importantly, something called the paradigm that changed everything for me. So one of my mentors, Earl Nightingale, who was the mentor of my mentor, Bob Proctor, said, we become what we think about most of the time. And that is the strangest secret. We become what we think about. So what are you thinking about? Are you thinking about debt? Are you thinking about wanting to earn income? Are you thinking about all this lack and limitations? What are you thinking about? Because all philosophers across all the years of human existence have disagreed on most things, but they have come to agreement on one thing, and that one thing is that we become what we think about. Now, here's some of the challenges that myself and maybe yourself might relate to. Here's the challenge. We're trying to start up a new business model, right? We want something that's faster, something that's an easier method. We want to earn $10,000 a month. Maybe you're stuck between $3,000 to $7,000 a month in your current business, at your sales job, or something of that sort, right? You want to make money online with time and location freedom. You have no clear roadmap, and you have failed strategies in your past. If we look at the skeletons in your closet, you have failed businesses. You've tried e-com, affiliate marketing, ebooks, network marketing. There's a list of so many things you probably tried in your past and they've never worked out. And you're trying to have predictable, consistent, and scalable client acquisition systems. No matter what business you're trying to get clients, you're trying to get sales, but you want it predictable and consistent. And you want predictable and consistent monthly income. You don't want to make $1,000 one month, the next month you make $5,000, the next month you make $500, the next month you make 10 grand, right? That's sloppy. You want something that's consistent. And you want to overall improve your purpose, happiness, and well-being. But the problem is none of those things. None of those are the issue. You don't need more marketing, sales, training, or knowledge. You don't need more strategies. You don't need to work harder or put in more effort or put in more hours. It's not hard work. It's not this physical world that you need to improve on if you want to have an improvement in your income and in your business. It's something that you can't even see. So the problem is your thinking, your mindset, something we like to call your paradigm. Now, the cool thing about this, as you guys know, I literally taught mindset for years. So this is not going to be some raw, regurgitated information you saw on YouTube or Instagram or TikTok somewhere. This is actually real stuff. I'm certified in this information. I've trained hundreds of entrepreneurs, help people scale to 40,000 a month, 50,000 a month, literally using these mindset tactics here that I'm literally giving you all for free. So make sure to stay tuned, get out a notebook if you desire, if you really want to hit those income months, let's make it happen. So this new undiscovered paradigm shift is a shortcut around all these challenges. And I'm going to reveal those details to you in a minute. But first, I need to explain to you why this paradigm shift system works so well. And so this system is called identity shifting. So Bob Proctor said, if your income today is much the same as it was 2 years ago, then it will be the same 2 years from now if the paradigm doesn't change. You have a choice. Let me tell you guys this. You have the choice to change your income. You have the choice that can be the biggest difference in your lifestyle. Nobody else. All I'm going to do here is I'm going to give you the tools. I'm going to give you the tools so that you can go out there and make things happen. But at the end of the day, you got to put those into action, and it starts right here between your ears. So what is a paradigm, you might be asking? So a paradigm, think of a paradigm as a multitude of your habits. Think of it as your mental programming. Like for example, if you have an iPhone right now, your iPhone is programmed to run on iOS. It doesn't run Android. So it's a software that you can't see that runs the device, the hardware. That is a paradigm. So it's a series of beliefs, ideas, values, and habits that are a way of thinking about the real world. A multitude of your habits, mental conditioning, or mental programming. It's a group of your unconscious habits. The paradigm resides in your subconscious mind, which we'll talk about here in a second. So here's an example. When somebody loses weight, then they gain it back months later. Somebody hits a high income month, and then they retract. Somebody used to making $250,000 a year in sales, and then in the first couple of months of the year, they hit 100K, right? They have more sales than they've ever had in their life. And then the next couple of months, everything falls off, and they revert back to $250,000 a year, right? We can go back to many different habits, from fitness to income to lifestyle. For many of you guys, y'all be dating the same people, but with just a different name. Well, let me repeat what I just said. Some of y'all single people be dating the same people, the same person, just with a different name and a different face. It's the same type. A cheater usually dates another cheater, and it's like this self-perpetuating cycle. Well, why is this happening? Well, when we begin to rewrite your subconscious programming, you will literally shift every aspect of your business life and your personal life. Now, this was the major secret that Bob Proctor learned from the book Think and Grow Rich, which I'm sure at this point you've probably read. So let's talk about the step number one here of the 3 steps that helped me earn over $1 million in my 20s. So step number 1 was, in order to change your business results, you must first understand how your current results were created, right? So think about this. If we're going to go on a road trip from San Diego to Miami, how can you start the road trip if you don't know where you're at? right? So let's just say destination is Miami, San Diego to Miami, cross the country. For those of you not in the United States, that's a nice 5 to 6 day drive, 5 to 7, depending how slow you go, right? So if I'm trying to drive to Miami, but I don't know where I'm at on the map, does it really matter how the map even works? And the answer is no, because you have to know where you're at. A lot of you have an end destination. You want to hit 10K a month, 30K a month, 100K a month, whatever it is. You have an end destination, but for many of y'all, you don't even know where you're at right now. And that's the first step. And when I got real with myself and realized that I was a broke 24-year-old kid, that if I want to be a millionaire by the time I was 25, I earned my first $1 million, I had to understand where I was. So when you do this right, you'll be able to rewrite you'll be able to rewrite the images in your subconscious mind to change what is being expressed in your outside world. You'll be able to get your team to do the same thing. You'll shift your paradigm to reflect the habits that produce the results that you seek. So think about this. What color is your car? What color is your car? Now, is it a 2-door? Is it a 4-door car? Okay. What color is the interior? No, follow me here. Trust me on this. I want you to mentally go inside, and what color is your interior? I want you to go ahead and take your key and turn on the car. Mentally turn on the car. Turn on the AC. Turn on your favorite music. Plug in your Apple CarPlay. Right? So right now you're thinking about this. So what color is your car? Now let me ask you this question. What does your mind look like? What does your mind look like? And then when I first heard this is what I got. A blank screen. I had no idea what my mind looked like. I could see my car. I could see the house that I wanted. I could see the dream girl, the dream car, the dream body, living in Dubai, living in Miami. But when Bob asked me, my mentor, what does my mind look like? The thing that literally controls all my results, I had no idea. I had a blank screen. So here's the problem. When you're asked what the mind looks like, this is what we get. A blank screen. How can you change something that you don't have an image of? You can't change something that you don't have an image of. And that's the issue with what's going on right here. You see, it was this image that completely changed my life in 2 ways. The first way was in end of January 2020, when I first went to the Bob Proctor event when I got started to work with him. I saw this thing called the stick figure, this image, and it completely changed my life. And it was in that moment that I knew I had to work with Bob Proctor, because I realized why I was broke for all those years and I could never succeed in anything. The second time it changed my life was when I hit my first 100K month, which was about less than 2 months later. Literally broke end of January, February, starting with Bob. Really, it was like February, starting with Bob. And then in April, hitting 100K months. And really, it's because I got introduced to this picture in February, but I understood it better in April. And so what this represents is, I want you to see this circle on the right. And we have a bigger circle and a smaller circle. The bigger circle, let it represent your mind. Okay. And the smaller circle, let it represent your body. Now, I want you to notice that the mind is a lot bigger than the body. And the reason being is this physical body that we have here, the body that's going to go and act and do a sales call, do recruitment, build a funnel, run some ads, create a YouTube video, create content, whatever it is. The body, the thing that we're using, is actually an instrument of the mind. So, for example, if you want to raise your right hand, you must first have an image in your mind. Raise hand sends an electrical signal to the muscle to contract, then the hand is raised. So this body will always follow what's going on with the images in your mind. So what we're doing right here is we're giving you an image of your mind so that you can make changes to your income. So what we're going to do, hopefully you're following me here, guys. If you're liking this, go ahead and hit the like button right now. Guys, we got so much sauce. Do not leave. I'm giving this away for free. I used to charge 10 grand for something like this, but I'll give it to y'all for free. No funnels, no course at the end of this, no opt-ins, just real sauce right here. So in exchange, y'all hit that like button. So we're going to break up the mind into 2 parts here, the conscious mind and the subconscious mind. So I want you to think as the top part here as your conscious mind. Your conscious mind is your thinking mind. It's your intellectual mind. It's the mind you went to school with. And then we have the bottom, which is a subconscious mind. The subconscious mind is your feeling mind. It's the emotional mind. I want you to understand this. Your conscious mind only controls 5% of your results. Your subconscious mind, where your paradigm resides, which we just learned about, controls 95% of your results. So my subconscious mind controlled 95% of the reason why I hit 100K months, 200K months. And it's the biggest reason that's going to take you to 5K months, 10K months, 30K months, 100K months, or whatever it is that you want. You got to shift your feeling mind, your subconscious mind, and really that image of how you see yourself. So let's break this down. So we have thoughts, which lead to feelings. Your feelings lead to actions, and your actions lead to results. So most people are trying to change their results being their bank statement and their bank income. But in order to change that result, you have to go back into the system. That's an end result. You can't change the end result. You have to change where it started. Think about this. Let's just say you planted a seed in a garden. You planted a lemon seed. And when you've nurtured that seed, and at the end of the growing season, a lemon will come out. But what happens if you get frustrated and you look at the tree and you're like, why is this a lemon? I wanted apples. And you're frustrated at the tree. Well, that's most people. They're going to be frustrated at the tree even though they planted a lemon tree. Does that make sense? They wanted an apple, but yet they got a sour lemon. And the reason being is you will always hold in your hand the fruits of the past results that you've planted. So don't be mad at the fruit you hold in your hand. I wouldn't say be upset, but understand, become aware that the fruit you hold in your hand now is a result of past results or past conditioning. And now you're seeing it manifest before your very own eyes in front of you. So you have results. If you want to change the results, you must therefore change your actions. If you want to change your actions, you have to change the feelings that cause you to move into an action state. And the things that change your feelings or control your feelings rather are those thoughts. And so that's what we're talking about here. So let's dive into this a little bit deeper. So here's what most people are going through right now. You have your conscious mind. Your conscious mind is your book knowledge, is your ability to repeat information. For most of y'all, I went to school. I was really good at regurgitating information. I'm not going to lie. I was the type of student where I wouldn't study the whole, test period. I would go to class, show up, usually be talking the whole time, just talking shit, being a class clown. That was me. And then what I would do is the night before the test, I would read the book, memorize the test, the next morning regurgitate the test or regurgitate everything that I just studied the night before, and usually get anywhere from a B to an A. Like I was like a B minus, B plus student, literally just good at memorizing. I have like a photographic memory. So I literally just skated through school by literally doing that. I kid you not. When I got to college, I definitely got exposed because I couldn't do that anymore. I failed out of college basically. But guys, the point of what I'm saying is, for many of us, we have learned or been conditioned to gather information to our conscious mind. And all we do is repeat information. Some of you guys have all the courses. You know how to run an ad. You know how to do affiliate marketing. You know how to do content. You know how to do all these different things. You know what to do, but yet you're not getting the results. Well, why is that? Well, that goes down to the second part, that subconscious mind. Remember that paradigm I talked about? It's that multitude of your habits. It's how you see yourself. So that's where your mental programming is. You have genetic programming and environmental programming. And then you finally have that body that controls your actions and results that are controlled by your paradigm. So it's your actions that are producing your results. But what's happening is your actions are not in alignment with who you need to become in order to hit those income goals, because you keep falling back to who you used to be because you're not understanding this image of the paradigm. And so what's happening is you start getting the same results. You jump to a new business, it fails. You jump to a new product, it fails. You jump to a new marketing method, it fails. You try a new ad, it fails. Nothing's working. And the reason being is because you keep falling into the same mental patterns. You're trying to change the outside world without changing the internal programming, what's going on within. So this is going to be a really heavy duty stuff. To follow along here, guys. I'm going to break this down slow by slow, motion by motion, step by step, instant replay. Yeah, let's go. Okay, we're going to start with the left here. So we have the stick figure here as the basis, okay? And here's what you're going to do so you can change your results. This is so simple. I don't care if you're in 5th grade. I could teach this to a 5th grader and they can go out there and become an A+ student. I could teach this to a 95-year-old and they can go out there and start changing their life and how they see themselves, because this is how the mind works at all states. So there's a thought power that's literally flowing into us. Because think about this. Where do your thoughts come from? Are they born of you? Are they already inside of you? Or are they flowing to you? Is God giving you this energy? Right? There's a power that's flowing into your consciousness. And through that power allows us to think. We're the only beings, the only creatures on this world that have the ability to think. Your dog can only be a dog. A tree can only be a tree. A bird can only be a bird, but you can be whatever you want. You can be a firefighter, you can be a bum, or you can be a millionaire. You're the only person, and us as a human species, the only creatures that have the ability to be who we want to be. And the reason being is because there's a power flowing into our consciousness that allows us to create thoughts. Thoughts. This world is created by thoughts. This world is plastic. Meaning, look around your room right now, wherever you're watching this video. Look at the camera. Look at your laptop or your phone or the microphone or the chair. Everything around you in that room was created in the mind of another person. Everything from the freaking bed to the TV to the house that you're in. It was created. Somebody saw it in their mind. They put it on a blueprint. Then they built it with their hands, and now it's manifest. We live in a creative world that will bend to the will of the human being and create because it is plastic and be molded. You have that ability to go out there and change your freaking life by using that same method. So when this power flows into your consciousness, you have two choices. It's positive or negative. There's no such thing as neutral. You're either going forwards or you're going backwards. You're either growing or you're dying. Hopefully you're following me here. So when this power flows into you, it's either positive or negative, and you have the choice of how you're going to see it. And that's something called perspective, which I don't have time to train on in this entire video here, but this power flows into you. So your thoughts become an idea. You take this energy and you form an opinion of the world, an opinion of yourself, or an opinion about a situation. And depending on how your programming is, it will either go positive or be going negative. And those ideas cause an emotion. So for example, my Instagram has been deactivated for the third time in the last 5 years. So when my Instagram got deactivated last month, at first I was bummed out, as most people were. But I know this information. So what I was able to do was take this thought, right? The outside world is happening regardless. So a thought comes into my mind. Man, my Instagram account was deactivated, and it formed a thought. But what I know how to do this information. I've been training it for years. I said, okay, for every misfortune, there's a fortune on the other side if you could see it. So I said, okay, well, what is the universe telling me to do in this moment? Well, you're watching it. I picked YouTube back up and started training this information on YouTube while my Instagram is getting reinstated. And look, I'm getting hundreds and hundreds of views every single day on my channel. My channel's starting to blow up literally because I saw the fortune in the misfortune, because when I saw the outside world, an opinion was formed in my mind. And because I knew this information, I changed my thought pattern or my perception of it. It changed an idea in my conscious mind, therefore changed an emotion in my subconscious mind. That image in my subconscious mind then alters my vibration of my body, aka my feelings, and that vibration is then expressed through action. Right? I'm motivated. I'm gonna go do things. I see an image in my mind. Damn, my Instagram is deactivated. Do I just lay in my bed and just wait for the next 2 months until my Instagram comes back, or do I see this new image in my mind of me making a YouTube video? I see this studio, this light, this freaking, LEDs behind my back. Everything was started in my mind. From this microphone to this camera that I'm using, it's my laptop here. I saw it in my mind. It then was expressed through action. That action, then what it does, you send out an action. Okay, I want you to see it as this. Hopefully y'all follow me here, okay? Let's take a deep breath right now. This is key here. This is the secret. This is how things change in your life. This is the law of attraction. See, the law of attraction is actually a reaction to the actions that you're putting out. Follow me here. Here's what I mean. So you put out an action, right? An action is a vibration that you put out into the world. An action is your thoughts, your attitude, and your actions all together. Your thoughts, your feelings, and your actions all put together into a nice little soup, a nice little sandwich. You put that energy into the world. So right now, I'm putting out the energy that 100,000 plus people are going to watch this video. I'm putting that energy out mentally, right? I see it in my mind, but then I also feel it by the type of energy that I'm emitting and giving to you while you're watching this video. Then I put it with actions. I set up the camera, I make the slides, and I get out there. I can't control what happens after that point. But what happens is Newton's third law, for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. So the universe must react in equal and opposite force to the thoughts, feelings, and action that I have put out. That is the law of attraction. So you see this part where it says your actions cause a reaction with, that is the law of attraction. So that reaction is what actually changes your results. Those results being your condition, your circumstances, and your environment. So in summation, if you want to change your results, you must change your thoughts, feelings, and the actions that you're putting out at a deep subconscious level so that you can begin attracting new results. Y'all got to drop a like. Y'all got to drop a like. We're not even done yet. We're still on number 1. Y'all, I told you we're going to have some sauce with this. I'm not holding anything back. I'm not selling y'all no course. There's no opt-in. I'm just dropping straight sauce for you guys so you can go out there and hit 100K months as well. So this is where the report card syndrome comes into play. The report card syndrome says this. Remember in high school or school where you would get a report card, and a lot of times students will look at that report card, and based on what they saw on that report card, it would dictate how they felt about themselves. Okay, so let's just say I'm a B+ student, B+ A- student. I would average between that. Think like a 3.75 GPA or something like that. And the report card is actually a representation, not of who you are, but what actions you did in the past. Let me repeat that. It's not who I am. It's a reflection of what I did as an action of my past. So it is now manifest on the report card in front of me, but that's not who I am. You are not a broke salesman. You are not struggling in business. You're not struggling to hit 10K months. You're not struggling to quit your job. You're not having ads problems, strategy problems, business model problems. You're not having problems with the report card. What you have to change that is that I am statement when you see the report card. That's what we have to shift here. So let's put a summation on step number 1. So in order to change your results in business, we must understand first how our current results were created. Well, we can't change something that we don't have an image of. We think in pictures. We have 2 parts of our mind, our conscious mind, which is our thinking mind that gathers information, and our subconscious mind, which is our emotional mind that expresses what's impressed upon it. You don't need more knowledge. You don't need more training. You don't need more marketing. You don't need more effort. You need to change your paradigm or how you see yourself, and that's what's really going to change your results. I kid you not, guys. Some of y'all might be thinking, well, DeAndre, that sounds good. What about marketing? And that's how you've been programmed, and that's why y'all be broke. Like, how do you explain somebody going from 0 to 100 grand a month in 45 days without any additional effort? It's because I didn't need more knowledge, training, marketing. I knew that stuff. I needed to change how I saw myself. And that's what I recommend. Y'all don't need to do anything. What I recommend to you guys is this is what you need to shift. If you do this one thing going into 2024, 2025, and so on, this is the biggest thing that will change everything for you. So let's keep moving, go forward. I'll show you one of my friends here. He started working with me. This is back when I was doing coaching. Like I said, I'm not selling you guys anything here, but he started working with me. He was at 2K a month, and then less than 90 days, he was earning over 40K a month in his network marketing business. And so, yeah, so you know that I did this for other people, and you know that this actually works other than just myself, okay? So let's go into step number 2 now, is understanding the self-image. This is the second step of how I earned over $1 million in my 20s, early 20s. Understanding the self-image and becoming the person, becoming is the key word, becoming the person that effortlessly attracts the business results that you want permanently. When you do this right, you'll be able to rewrite your financial thermostat to turn your yearly income into your monthly income seemingly overnight with no additional effort. So I actually just got a new copy of this book. It's on my desk right now. PsychoCybernetics. Highly recommend this book. So the concepts that I'm going to teach you right now come from this book, PsychoCybernetics, which was a book that Bob Proctor, my mentor, who taught me all this information I'm sharing with you guys, was really fond of. So in that book, he talks about a cybernetic mechanism. So right now, I have this AC running in this little studio room that I'm using to create this video. So right now it's set to 62 degrees because I actually accidentally had the heater on in San Diego. It was brick in the morning. It was super cold. So I had the heater on, but I accidentally left it on. And I would be sweating in here if I didn't, turn that heater off and turn this AC on, because it's warmed up a little bit now. So right now, this AC is a thermostat. So it's set to 62 degrees. So it's a cybernetic mechanism that has some type of measuring system to understand what's the temperature in the room, right? Goal. And what do I need to do in order to reach that goal? And so if it's what it's going to do is going to keep working until it gets the room to 62 degrees, and then it's going to shut off. That is a cybernetic mechanism. So your mind is a cybernetic mechanism. That is your self-image. Your self-image, which is something part of your paradigm. So remember, what is a paradigm? And I want you to follow me here because there's parts to this, and I only have like an hour or less with you on this video here because obviously it's YouTube, but I train this stuff for months with clients, right? Or I used to rather. So inside that paradigm, it's a multitude of your habits. And one of those little multitudes is a self-image, or how you see yourself, is how you walk, talk, dress, meet the world. For example, y'all see me with my fresh little hat. Y'all, if you like my little hat, drop a like in this and drop a like on the video. Well, this hat, this black t-shirt is a self-image of how I see myself on my YouTube channel. Maybe I come out here with my jewelry. Maybe I wear my Gucci t-shirt, my Dior's. I have my Cartier on, and I got all my jewelry on. That's a different type of DeAndre. That's a different type of self-image. I also attract a different kind of person. Or do I come on here with my suit? Do I wear my suit with my tie, with a professional background? Do I put all my books behind me? Right? That's a different self-image. I also attract a different audience. That's what I'm talking about. It's like we have this self-image as how the world sees us, but really it's how we see ourselves. And so what happens is this self-image starts to dictate almost like a guidance system. You go up, you go down, but it'll always bring you back to your state of equilibrium. And that equilibrium is typically, traditionally, where you've been for years on end. So there's a thermostat, just like the thermostat I'm using in this little studio. There's a thermostat. You have a financial thermostat. You have a sales thermostat. You have a team quality and retention thermostat. Right. You might be starting a business and it fails after 6 months, or you hit 10K a month and the next month you're broke. Right. There's so many different types of thermostats that you might be having, and you might be thinking, well, what's the biggest difference between the guys who are rich and the guys that are broke? It's that they know how to reprogram their thermostat, and most importantly, how to keep it there so they don't retract. So to change your self-image, you need to learn how to override your paradigm. You have to override that image of how you of yourself. So step number 2 on how I earned over $1 million in my 20s was understanding this idea of self-image, or becoming the person that effortlessly attracts the business results that you want permanently. So our self-image, you just learned, is how we see ourselves. It controls what comes into our life and what comes out of our life. The reason I was broke for so many years is that even though I busted my butt working 12-hour days, going door to door, getting uncomfortable, recruiting people, starting businesses, running ads, running different businesses. I failed at 8 different businesses before I earned $1 million. It's because I didn't see myself as a millionaire. I was reading books. I would talk about it, but deep down at a subconscious level, when I looked at myself in the mirror, I didn't have that. So when I met my mentor, Bob, and I started really diving into this information, dude, I literally went from, okay, so 45 days, I hit my first 100K month. The next month, I earned 240K in a freaking month. Guys, the house I grew up in, my grandparents, my grandpa made 60 grand a year, and until he retired at 70 something years old. My grandparents raised me. My grandma, same thing, made about the same, 6 figures. I was making more in a week than my grandparents who raised me were making in a year. How can you explain that? And I did that in less than 45 days. It's because of this right here, self-image. So we produce results we unconsciously feel we deserve despite the effort. So what I'm sharing here, it's not the effort that's going to change the results. So even me trying to grow this YouTube channel, it's not pure effort. I'm obviously putting out videos every single day, but it's not about just the effort. It's the thought, the emotion, and the energy I'm putting behind the video, or most importantly, the image of myself, how I'm talking to this camera. Am I talking to one person? Am I coming with a belief? Am I talking to 100,000 people? It's how I show up that's going to be the difference between what I attract into my life, which then the results become manifest. It's how you do it with your income, how you do it with the girlfriend that you want, how you do it with your dream body, how you do it with whatever it is that you want. And we cannot outperform that self-image. So here's another client. He ran a digital marketing agency. He was always struggling to hit 10K months for months. He was actually an old friend. We moved to Miami together back in 2018, and I taught him these methods. And within 2 weeks, he was hitting 26K months. All right. So that's another example of somebody else I was working with back in the past where I was helping them do this. I don't do this anymore, really, unless I don't really coach people. I just like making YouTube videos now and just, running my own businesses here in software. So step number 3. Yeah, let's go. Hopefully y'all holding on. If you're watching the video up to this point, y'all the real winners. This is the real sauce. I want you to know probably more than 60% of people already jumped off this video, and that's why they'd be broke. I'm literally giving y'all the sauce that I spent almost $500,000 paying my mentors to teach me this so I can go out there and earn millions of dollars as well. And I'm giving it to y'all for free. Step number 3 of how I earned over $1 million in my 20s. So the next one is unleashing the God within you to create a new world. So let's check this out. When you do this right, you're going to attract better quality customers. You're going to hit your 10K months. You're going to recruit top talent. You're going to increase personal team productivity, improve communication, all the kind of good stuff. You're going to thrive in good times. So I love this quote from my mentor, Bob. He says, your outside world is a reflection of your inside world. What goes in the inside world will always show up in the outside world. So what I'm trying to convey to you guys in this video is that if you want to change the outside world, which is that income statement, which is that business model you're trying to grow, you must first change this inside world. So let's look at this left side right here, okay? How the masses handle those circumstances. So the starting point is their present result. Most people will look at their bank statement today that I'm recording. Today is January 9th. We're at the time of recording this video. Most people will look at their bank statement of what they looked at today or what they earned last month. And based on what they see, based on the sales numbers, based on the funnels, based on the ads, based on whatever's going on, what they see, that causes thoughts in their mind. And it's typically thoughts of lack and limitation. So those thoughts of lack and limitation then cause feelings. Those thoughts create feelings, and those feelings then produce actions. Now, let me ask you this. If you have feelings of lack and limitation, thoughts of lack and limitation, then you have feelings of lack and limitation, guess what your actions will reflect? Are they going to reflect millionaire status? Obviously not. They're going to reflect lack of limitation. You're not going to be motivated. You're not going to show up the way you need to show up in order to hit those numbers to get to your goal. So the people, they just start going down this hamster wheel and living the same life year after year, month after month, never changing anything, dating the same person over and over again, stuck in the same financial cycle, making money, losing money, starting a business, failing a business, and it's over and over and over again, month after month, year after year. They don't change it because their outside world is dictating their inside world. So here's how the world class handle circumstances here on the right side. The starting point is not what they see. It's not the bank balance. It's not the report card. It's not what they see. It's a thought or an idea. They take an idea from the infinite, from this thought world, and they say, I'm going to build a YouTube channel that has over 100,000 subscribers, makes me over $100,000 per month in passive income and XYZ, right? They start with the image. They start with the goal, not what they see. They start with the thought, that thought of creative ability that they took from inside themselves, from spirit. Then they live from that feeling of the wish fulfilled. As Neville Goddard says, you live from the wish fulfilled. So you have this dream up here, and you start to live from this dream. But most importantly, you start to live from the feelings of those dreams. That's the key. Feeling is the secret. Feeling is the thing that will change your life. Feeling is the law of attraction. When you start to feel and live from that dream, you're no longer living from the present moment. You're no longer living from your current bank statement, your current life situation. You're living with your parents. You're trying to move out. You're trying to hit that 100K month. You're no longer living from the situation. You're living from the feelings of this dream world that you just created. You got it in a dream. You got it on paper. And then you start to live from the feelings of that. Now, those new feelings then cause new actions that are in alignment with which life? The new life, right? Your new actions you're doing things you've never done before. When you think big, you act big. When you act big, you get big results, right? So you're living from this new feeling, which then causes new actions that you've never done. And those new actions produce new results, which then self-perpetuate the cycle. The rich keep getting richer. The top sales guy always become more top sales guy. It becomes this self-perpetuating cycle, this flow that keeps going up, 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 where most people keep going down, down, down. How are you using that power? To go up or to go down? So here's the key difference, is you have to live from a thought that you created, but not just live mentally. It's not just an affirmation. You have to live emotionally as if it's done. Live from the wish fulfilled. Yo, let's freaking go, family. So let's recap the 3 steps. How we will help us. Well, I'm not help. This is an old VSL I used to run. But here's step number 1. Shift your inner paradigm so your new habits begin attracting the outside results that you want in your life. So that was step number 1 that helped me become, help me earn over $1 million in my 20s. Step number 2 is reprogram your self-image financial thermostat to quantum leap to the income level you want seemingly overnight. That was step number 2. And finally, step number 3, learn how to become a godlike creator, which I just showed you about living from the wish fulfilled by creating from the inside out. Yes, yes, yes. Let's go, family. Y'all like that? Y'all like that? This is a longer video for sure. So guys, what's the next step for y'all? Like I said, I'm not selling a course. I'm not trying to collect your emails or anything. First thing you do is subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for watching. But check out the links in the description. Check out the other videos I have here on my channel. I do right now at the moment, I'm teaching affiliate marketing and helping people scale. But yeah, guys, hope y'all love this stuff. And go out there, make shit happen, apply this information, reach out to me on Instagram. Check out the links in the description below. Yeah, let's go, family. Take care, guys.